Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another episode. Today I wanted to cover a few of the things that people either get confused about, don't quite understand, or make the most common mistakes with. If you like videos like this where I'm breaking down some of the more finite details on some different aspects of the game, let me know in the comments below. As always, please leave a like on the video and let's jump into this. First of all, let's talk about your teams. This is so critical, and I find so many people make mistakes with this, which is kind of funny. But first of all, whenever you're building your garages, these are your garages. So you got garage 1, 2, 3, and 4. Make sure that whatever your teams are on matches up with the tech you have in your tech tree, where your garages are at with either max, 80% or 11% like mine are. I got squad 4 and squad 1 max. Squad 2 is pretty much max with like PvP damage anyways. The PvE stuff is not quite max on there. Mostly just for PvP, and then working on my third squad now. So when I'm looking at this, my first and my fourth squad, those are going to be my best teams because those have the best tech. And then going next would be my team 3, which is going to be in garage 2. So just make sure you guys have that lined up correctly. I see all the time where people get confused about where to put their teams. They think they need to be lined up in order here, and then maybe they throw their junk squad in garage 4, and they're not really taking advantage of the, well, not free, but the accelerated tech that you get from having the garage 4. So you can upgrade it faster and cheaper than you can with garage 2 and 3. So just be mindful of that, and then you can check your wall here and just make sure you got your squads either on or off your wall correctly here as well, and adjust the position. So whoever is on top, that means that's who's going to be attack first, second, and third. It doesn't matter what garage order they are, just make sure you have them set in the right order here. All right, so all that stuff is pretty simple. It's pretty basic. Not too many issues happen there. More commonly, I see people have the wrong chipsets on their garages, both here and in the arena. The arena, it certainly happens a lot more often, and then definitely in the truck. So there's several places you have to make sure you have this stuff correct. Even after you set up the skill chips on your drone, you have to set them up in all the different places. So in your garages, make sure your garage has the right skill chip for whoever you have on that team. So if this is your garage 2 or garage 1, whatever it may be, just make sure your skill chips are matched up to that team. So don't worry about what garage it is. Just make sure that you click on here. Okay, this is my tank team. This is my tank chipset. So that's how you can match those up here. And then going into the arena, it's very, very similar. Just go over to your teams. So both attack, so just click the challenge button here, bring up your attack team, and you'll have to attack one time, just make sure everything stays even after you set it. So this is my first team, or my first team lined up here. I want to check my squad. So I got aircraft. This is my aircraft team. So that's correct. And then this is my garage 1 buff, which is correct as well. Then I'll move over here. This has my garage 2 buff, which is fine. And then I do have my skill chips on my tanks set up here. So just walk through your teams, make sure you have that all correct, not just on your attack, but then also on your defense. And then every once in a while, this stuff kind of gets tossed around. I don't know if it's something with like a reset or an update, but every once in a while you might find that your teams are not what your teams are supposed to be. Maybe you did some upgrades, you moved some stuff around, and things got kicked out of your squad. So just come in here and make sure that you have your garages and your skill chips on the way they're supposed to be. If not, when you get hit or you go to attack somebody, you might be losing fights that you think, okay, I don't understand why I'm losing that. Skill chips make a huge, huge impact. And then also the garages. If I were to have one of my teams here with the garage 4 stats, I'm losing out on a lot of stats there. So just be mindful of that whenever you're setting these up every week. Just double check them at reset whenever you start 3v3 or a new Storm Arena, that your teams are set and that you're not going to have hiccups later on whenever you're about to finish out the arena. And unfortunately, all my trucks are out right now, so I can't show you this. But if you were to click on your truck, whenever you go to send it, make sure you select the right team. And if you go into the team settings, same thing like the arena and everything, you can select the skill chips and all that. So make sure you guys have that set. Check that every week or so. Just make sure everything is on right, and then you're good to go. All right, this next one I wanted to talk about was a little bit involved with attacking marches in a lot of different settings. It could be just across the world map. It could be during capital fight, Desert Storm, that kind of thing. You have to remember different settings have different attacking and march, whether that's like march speed or the number of times you can attack somebody before your team returns back to you. Desert Storm, you attack somebody one time, your team comes back. Capital War, you can send a team out and hit as many people as you want without returning that team back to you. So a lot of people don't realize that, or they forget about that. They send an attack out, it comes back, they forget that you can continue to attack with it. So the biggest thing that I see that people fail to do is, say for instance, I'm trying to burn this person right here. I send that team out, it hits them, and then I wait for that team to all the way come all the way back before I send it back out. If this guy has no teams on their wall, I could have sat there and burned them. Instead, I wasted like 30, 45 seconds waiting for my team to come back to me. Then I got to send it back out, because Capital Wars, your team is going to march super, super slow. So stay on top of them and sit there and have that attack button ready to go so you can continually attack them over and over again. And not just in this setting. I see it when people do this all the time in Capital War, whenever they're burning somebody and then the other person sends an attack out to start hit them, they let their team return instead of finishing burning them. Don't do that. Don't wait for your team to come back, because by the time your team comes back, that guy could already hit you 3 to 4 times anyways. If you're close to teleporting them, stay there, finish hitting them, and teleport them out. That could save you a lot of troops and could save you from taking a few hits as well, from burning even further. So just be mindful of that. Don't wait for your team to come back. Don't try to catch them and try to burn a few troops. You might as well just spend the time, finish teleporting them, and then move on. And the other thing too with Capital Wars, a lot of people don't know this, but you can send teams to resource tiles to help speed up your attacks slightly. The other thing is, not only can you move a little bit quicker, but whenever you go to attack somebody, it allows you to move quickly over to them, send your team to them and attack them, and then attack them repeatedly without giving them an advance heads up that you're about to hit them. Sending an attack out and it's like a minute and a half march, something like that, gives them plenty of time to do whatever else they want to do before they have to worry about you coming to hit them, whether they're going to defend it or teleport. So do not telegraph your attacks well in advance if you can avoid it. Use other tiles or go to reinforce an ally or go to attack somebody else to kind of throw them off so they don't know you're coming. And if you are attacking somebody and you have teams on your wall and you're about to get blasted by somebody big and you know they're just going to run through you, you can quickly just go in here, set defenses, and just uncheck everything. It's very fast. Don't sit there and just let it happen if you know you're not going to be able to defend them. So make sure you do that on the fly often. And then it's just very simple. Once that attack is done and you want to put your teams back on, very simply, just click on whoever you want to, reline it up, and there you go. So please, 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 I say it all the time, don't leave all your teams on the wall whenever you're getting burned. You might as well take them off. You're going to get teleported anyways. Save the troops. Now, there are tons of other things you can talk about with attacking, strategizing, that sort of thing. I did make another video talking about how to attack and use teleports and all that. So go ahead, feel free to watch that video. Now, I did want to talk about troops, though, and some of the strategies you guys can use for healing troops and keeping troops in your drill grounds, or just stacking troops for the week. I see people often going and killing troops over and over again and then just healing them and emptying your hospitals and putting them back into your drill grounds. If you are worried about being at max for the end of the weekend, the best thing you can do is just hold them all in your hospital, kill some troops, hold them in your hospital, continue to train. Don't heal them up every time you get troops, and then heal them up and put them back in your drill grounds and then continue to have that problem. You can house everything in your hospital up to capacity, heal them, and you still have the capacity to get another, say for me, another 11,000, almost 12,000 troops in your hospitals before they're filled again. So best strategy is to leave all those troops in your hospital and leave them in your emergency center. Don't collect them. Just let them sit there and continue to train and fill your drill grounds. So that way, whenever you get to the end of Friday, we get into reset, whether you're playing Meteor or you have a Capital War or whatever it is, you weren't just killing troops and wasting troops. You could actually just save them in your hospital and have, for me, it would be almost 60,000 plus an additional 12,000 here and another 2,000 here versus just having 60,000 in my drill grounds. I see that often where people just kill them off and then they heal and then they just continue to have empty drill grounds instead of stacking them in the hospital and saving them in the emergency center as well. And there's a lot of ways if you need to kill troops really quickly. Obviously, you have the Alliance event. You can do that, or you can find somebody really big in your server, attack them either with your first squad, or if you have to, take your gear off, or just put a bunch of blue heroes on or purple heroes on and go hit them, kill some troops. Like I said, just dump them in your hospital, let your hospital stack up, and then heal them all at once. And a little added bonus, whenever you get these recruitment orders, whether that's the end of the season or if some kind of event happens and the game crashes like it did for us recently, and I got some vouchers here, save these. Don't just pop them as soon as you get them. Save them for a big fight. Whenever you're low on troops, you're trying to burn everything to get more troops, save them for those moments. You'll thank me later whenever you can randomly spawn, 2,000 troops, 3,000 troops because you have a bunch of recruitment orders stacked up. Save those for those big fights. And that is it for this episode, guys. I just wanted to talk about a few different things, a few issues that I see are mistakes I see people make all the time, and things that could help you with your gameplay, quality of life in the game to help you have a little more fun. Again, if you like these kind of videos, let me know below. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and I will catch you in the next one.